Taylor shifts the bugs.
Welcome to Inchworm,
the podcast in which we're inching through worm. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Ted.
And we read Prey 14.2, is that right?
That's right.
Amazing.
It's been a little bit since we've recorded.
That's true. We had some
excited to
travels.
talk about this one.
Really fun to get back into it. I really enjoyed this chapter. It was really fun.
Nice.
Just like really fun action, strategy, some like fun character stuff, but like
good,
mostly action, honestly.
But not agonizing cliffhanger.
Not agonizing, but yeah, really fun cliffhanger.
Do you want to tell me in detail about what happened?
I would love to. So, Siberian is chasing Amy Dallin.
Oh no.
Contrary to my prediction, but we did know that from the first sentence. I will say as a side note, I know that the Discord server was talking about Olivia Rodrigo songs and the worm characters, and I had The Cure stuck in my head for this entire chapter, which was great. I love that song. It's a great album. So Amy's running. She's really panicked. The very ends of her pinky, ring, and middle fingers on her left hand are missing. Siberian's...
What happened to them?
Well, it turns out Siberian bit them off.
Ooh.
Siberian is just sort of chasing her in a leisurely manner, playing with her. She obviously could just get her immediately, but she's given it some time. She closes the distance, and sort of in fits and starts, she finally grabs Amy and grabs her hand and puts her index finger in her mouth. And the Unravelers are watching this, a group of them anyway. And Sundancer's like, shouldn't we do something about this? And Taylor's like, I mean, there's nothing we can really do. And then Siberian does bite off the tip of Amy's index finger and then lets her go and gives her a head start so she can chase her again. Taylor speculates that Amy doesn't seem to be bleeding as much as she would be. Her power doesn't work on herself, Taylor knows, but it's possible she's using her power on microbes on her hands to slow the bleeding. Taylor thinks it's what she'd be doing, but of course if it were her, she'd be doing a lot more strategic things than just running in panic. She's pretty sure that Amy could, with enough preparation, basically replicate Taylor's own power, do a lot of different stuff. But Amy's not really that kind of person. She doesn't really seek out combat. She doesn't have the tools to handle this situation, mental or otherwise. And eventually, Siberian will take her apart piece by piece and she won't be able to run anymore. Or she'll break mentally. Taylor starts intervening, puts a swarm around Amy, and Amy immediately starts doing the trick that makes Taylor's power not work, and Taylor's like, I'm trying to help you. She's like, well, either she'll clue in or she won't and she'll die. And Taylor hopes she doesn't die. She doesn't like her, but she doesn't think anyone deserves to die like this. She reflects that the way the Nine operate in offering hope and then taking it away is a tool they use, but it's also a tendency that can be exploited. Mm-hmm. She reflects that they didn't have time to put together an Amy-sized mannequin or something that they could swap with her. She also thinks about, like, why is this the projection if the real Siberian is a middle-aged man? She wants to ask Gru, but she doesn't want to remind him of what happened. Again, does she really think he's not thinking about it? Anyway, her power's getting weaker. She's still trying to sweep the area to find Siberian's real body. There are a few possibilities, but none of them really seem to fit. She asks Tattletale, like, why does her hair move like that in the breeze? As if in a breeze. Is that a hint? And Tattletale's like, yeah, it's a little unclear. She kind of gets to decide what parts of her are affected by what. And then she says, heads up, looks like Siberian's going to charge again. Taylor collects her swarm into a dozen decoys, and Siberian stops, grabs a parked pickup truck, breaks it in two, and then picks it up. Taylor notices she's picking it up by like a really tiny portion, which normally would cause the truck to kind of like fall and break from her grip, but she can make it invulnerable, just like her projection. She throws one half at half of the decoys. The other half, less good aim, kind of hits the other half of the decoys and Amy, so maybe the bad aim was intentional because she doesn't want to kill Amy yet. And then she starts advancing again, and then fortunately, Amy stops doing her thing to Taylor's power. She's realized that Taylor's trying to help her. So then Trickster steps in, he pulls the pin on a grenade, swaps it with a bit of building, And there's an explosion next to Siberian, and she looks around for the attacker. And then Taylor asks Gru to use his power. He hesitates. She says, please. He goes for it, starts creating darkness. Taylor is still looking for the Siberian body, the real body. It's reaching the end of her range, hasn't found anyone. There are 2 adult men who are together. Maybe one of them is this person, so she does start biting them with her bugs without using any venom. And Siberian doesn't react, so Taylor's like, okay, well, unclear. And Gru's also looking for this body. Like, once his darkness rolls over it, he'll be able to connect to the power and he'll know where it is. But no luck yet. Siberian notices the darkness but continues after Amy. Right now the darkness is covering Siberian but not Amy. So Taylor uses her bugs to spell out run on 3 and does a countdown, tells Amy where to run, and sends a bunch of decoys off. And Siberian does run after a decoy, and Taylor's like, okay, where should I send her? Siberian's obviously going to be a good tracker, but like how much can she sense with the water on the street, and then there's the darkness. Taylor wants a way to communicate with Amy, so she puts a group of bugs onto Amy's right hand. She shakes them off. Taylor does it again, and then Taylor starts using the bugs as a compass. Basically, if Amy moves her hand right, Taylor shifts the bugs left, and so basically Amy will kind of know which way to go. If she turns, Taylor will direct her back in the other direction. So Taylor's feeling pretty good about that, but she's worried Siberian will come after them once she loses Amy's trail, because she sort of saw where the darkness originated. So she tells the group to move out, go to the 12 o'clock position from Siberian. Maybe they can find her creator there. So the dogs get moving. She asks Gru if he knows where Amy is. Yeah, he can sense her. He's getting a little bit of her power, not enough that he would trust himself to use it. Taylor asks him to clear a little darkness around her so she can hide. So she goes into like sort of a mall building. Siberian, Taylor can tell, is like looking around above the darkness at the tops of taller buildings. And Taylor's like, well, that's weird. What's going on? She's still looking for Siberian's creator. She finds one man who's barricaded himself in his room surrounded by cans of food. And she's like, well, that doesn't seem very likely, but she does try attacking him with bugs. She thinks a little bit about like, what kind of link is there between the creator and the projection? She thinks there must be some kind of link or Siberian wouldn't operate like this. There's probably a range limit. The creator probably is not an unwilling participant, because if he were, then there would have to be more like threats from Siberian to get him to go places, and that would be noticeable. The 9 would know. And she thinks that like, if Siberian is keeping him safe, probably he shares Siberian's senses like Taylor shares the bug's senses. And Taylor wonders like, okay, but then Cherish joined the group and she obviously knows about this person. How has she been kept quiet? Threats? What's going on? You know. Meanwhile, Siberian is walking by a building. She has an arm out, like kind of brushing against the building, but Taylor realizes she's actually moving the arm into the building. She's not giving the building her invulnerability. She's like breaking through all of the support structures of the building so that it will tip over on the building where Amy is hiding. And Taylor creates for Amy basically a picture in bugs in the air of what's happening. If the building toppling over says run, Amy runs. The building does collapse, not near Amy really, but it does serve to scare her, which was probably Siberian's goal, and she's kind of just running away without paying attention to Taylor's directions. She runs into something and falls down, and then Siberian gives chase. The Unravelers run towards Amy. What Siberian seems to be doing is leaping from one area to another and then pausing for a second or two after she leaps. And Taylor's like, that's weird. What's she doing? What am I missing? Why can I not find this person? Cherish probably wasn't lying, or Lisa would have noticed. What do I know about Siberian? Regardless, Siberian turns to chase them, possibly some vibration in the road she picked up on, sense the dogs. And they could escape her, but then she would go straight towards Amy. And Taylor thinks she's really fast, and then it clicks for her like, oh, how is her human body keeping up with this? He must be in a vehicle. Crap, I haven't been paying attention to vehicles. How am I going to find him inside a vehicle? So she is daunted by this. Meanwhile, Gru sends them all straight towards Amy. Taylor and Gru grab Amy. She struggles, but she probably does realize they're not Siberian, but then Siberian shows up. She crashes into the dogs. They kind of roll. Taylor feels her leg bend painfully. And then Gru banishes his darkness. Tattletale thanks him and puts out a hand to stop Siberian. Is like, hold on, we're here for 3 reasons. We're trying to save this girl. She's like, I don't know that I would have bothered, but we have more compassionate people in our team. Looks at Taylor. We're also trying to kill you. We know about your other self. No reaction from Siberian. And the third reason, we're trying to waste your time. Kind of bold of you to go off to chase someone alone, leaving the rest of your team undefended. The rest of our team is busy attacking them. Immediately, Siberian disappears. Tattletale's jaw drops. She seems surprised by that and says, get a phone, warn them. And that's the end of the chapter.
Ooh.
Yeah. So exciting stuff.
Definitely.
Just like really good procedural details, like Taylor guiding Amy, the frustration of Amy thinking like, oh no, a villain, I have to foil her. I was so frustrated when that happened. Like it was mitigated by, like, she did realize it. She put it together.
Yeah,
But I was like, oh, come on. I'm sure Amy was like, oh no, I'm already running from Siberian and now I need to worry about those other villains coming after me. But like, it's such a symptom of the like villains equal bad way of thinking that Amy has already shown herself prey to, that it was just really frustrating. It was like, no, they've already said they want to team up with you and help you like fight the 9. Why are you hurting their efforts? And I mean, she's panicked. She catches on pretty fast. I probably can't hold it against her, but...
Yeah, I love... Taylor's like, I'm trying to save her. And she is using her power, or using my power against me.
Yeah.
And so it made me think a little bit. We have this beat when they ride by Amy on the dog and they grab her. And of course, for a moment, she probably thinks that Siberian's grabbing her.
Right, of course.
And that mirrors the rescue of Charlotte, where one of the soldiers jumped up and basically said, she's mine, and grabbed her. Right. They weren't able to communicate
people
to
in
her.
order to save them. Yeah.
Right. And so this, I think, isn't quite as bad as the Charlotte thing. I'm with you that Amy should wise up and understand that
the grabbing
Skitter
from the
is
dog
not
thing, I totally understand. Like, something grabs her, of course she's going to fight. She's panicked. She's running. Yeah. But yeah, the bug thing, I was like, oh, come on, Amy.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of like, Amy didn't ask Taylor to do this.
Yeah.
And in fact, Taylor is the only person involved in this scenario who comes into it thinking, we
have to save Amy.
I have an obligation to save Amy. Or at least I have a desire to save Amy. Yes. It's a little unclear which of the things is. Right. I didn't like her, but she didn't deserve to die.
I was thinking, like, Taylor gets into so much trouble because people expect this kind of saving thing, you know, in a situation of like reciprocity, where, oh, it's because you've agreed to be a hero and help people, or it's because we have an alliance or something. And Taylor just gets so much value out of saving people, but like so much of her self-worth, but doesn't want to be a hero because she doesn't want to have to bend to authority. So she's in this kind of weird position where, no, she's going to save you. Like she said to Bitch, like, I'm going to be your friend. I don't know if you're going to be my friend, but I'm going to act as your friend. And the same thing with the people in her territory. She's going to help them no matter what they do. Like, there are all these things that, like, don't make sense to people because they're like, no, but why would you do that when I'm, like, against you in this way and you're a villain?
Yeah.
So she keeps having these situations where she's like, I'm going to do this nice thing for people. And they're like, well, no, what? Go away. And they just don't believe it. They don't know what to do with it. And eventually, usually, they're like, oh no, okay, it seems like her actions are proving that she's telling the truth. Okay. But it's so weird to people that they don't understand it. And Taylor doesn't understand that problem. Like, it's just so obvious to her that, of course, she's going to try to save people. Like, that's her entire purpose. Like, I'm now wondering if she tried to save Dinah, would Dinah let her? Like, if she tried to rescue Dinah, Dinah would, like, scream and call Coyle or something.
Yeah, well, right. And it's also, I feel like there's both a practical level of, do you have enough sway with the person you're trying to save that they will understand quickly enough that you have the same goal? Basically, can you just persuade them that you're on the same team?
There's like a communication. There's a persuasion problem,
And there's also, I think, a little bit of a consent problem. A little bit of a, like, do you want to be saved? Or do I know...
Taylor doesn't care about that.
Right, do I know better than you?
Yeah.
Right? And in this scenario, right, Taylor is just like...
She's so arrogant in her salvation of people.
Exactly. So that's kind of how I was thinking about it. And I love Tattletale sassing both of them, right? Like, she goes out of her way to be like, we're saving Amy. You know, I don't know that I would have bothered saving her, but we have some more compassionate people on our team. But that's not a compliment. She's clearly saying that sarcastically.
Yeah. Well, she saves people the way she uses them in battle.
Yeah.
She, like, doesn't really think about how they're going to perceive it. She's just like, okay, this person needs to be saved. I'll save them.
Yeah.
She doesn't think about, like, what information do they need in order to go along with this? Like, do they want this? No, that's just not part of her thinking at all.
Yeah. And she has, in this scene, like, she's doing this mission on hard mode. She thinks at one point, like, okay, 4 things at once. I gotta stay on this dog. I'm guiding Amy. I'm tracking the Siberian projection. I'm looking for the real Siberian. Yeah. And then, like...
It's a good thing she can multitask.
Of course, yeah. And she's the best at it, right? But then earlier she's like, you know, we really need a distraction. And Tattletale says, are you still looking for the real Siberian?
She's like,
and Tattletale's like, of course I am. And then she's like, we're also here to save Amy Dallin, but pointless to waste my breath or dedicate any focus to arguing when I could be trying to deal with Siberian. And it's just so funny because, like, I am just imagining Taylor is just standing there, right? She doesn't have to do anything.
Right, she's not moving. They can't tell that she's acting. They're like, are you doing the things with your bugs?
Right,
like, what are you doing?
It's like, when you're talking, you're only talking about Amy. So, like, just checking, right? Like,
this is Tattletale.
It's pretty reasonable to be like, oh, by the way.
Are you doing the main thing we hope you're doing?
And really... I was struck that the rest of the Unravelers are basically willing to use Amy the way that Pigo is planning to use all of the villains of Brockton Bay, right? It's just sort of like they're fodder to stall the 9 while we achieve our other objectives, right? And so, like, Taylor really is uniquely out on a limb being like, no, like, she's not dead yet. We have to save her.
The thing is, Taylor doesn't understand how weird she is.
Absolutely not. No.
She just doesn't get that, like, most people will not expect her to be thinking like this.
Yeah.
It's such a fascinating trait.
Yeah. How do you think Amy will feel about being rescued?
I think she'll feel embarrassed at how helpless she was. She'll feel frustrated and humiliated, and she's in pain. It's possible that Gru will be able to use her own power to heal her. I don't know if she'll be resistant to that. Because, I mean, so Gru might also be resistant to that just because he was saying he doesn't feel like there's, like, some sort of processing ability that he might not have.
Well, yeah,
that's the mental part.
What did you make of that? Is it the sort of the physical versus mental thing that Tattletale was speculating on? I was wondering, like, if he has Taylor's power, does he get the bug control but not the multitasking? Or, like, are there other, you know...
That would make a lot of sense if he gets the physical part but not the mental. Yeah, I mean, he was able to use Othala's regeneration, but it might be more like helping your body do its own thing, whereas Amy's might be, like, total control over your body.
And I don't remember if it was Othala's power or Crawler's or what, but I think Brian was like, yeah, I was trying to figure it out.
Right. So possibly with some more time, Brian could figure out how Amy's power works and heal her.
Him, probably.
Yeah, that's probably true. So they could probably put that together. But I think that she'll be mad just kind of on principle and not super helpful, but she does need them right now. She doesn't want Siberian to come back. So I think she'll ultimately be basically cooperative. Yeah, I think she'll probably heal Taylor's leg if it, you know, got hurt under that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, she owes Taylor. She probably feels that.
Yeah. Do you think she's going to want to tag along, or is she going to run away screaming like she did last time?
I think she will want to tag along, in part because we already had the runaway screaming beat, but in part because Siberian could come after her again at any moment. She doesn't want that. Yeah. She's not going to go to her family because of what happened with Victoria, and they're kind of all she has.
Maybe she'll learn better, right? She's not going to make it on her own.
Right, well, certainly not against Siberian, and she's not a fighter, and the Unravelers have just proven themselves willing to risk themselves to save her, and that's a really strong incentive to trust them. So I think she will stick around. She'll stay with them. Yeah, it'll be interesting.
We're putting together the super group you've been dreaming of.
Well, Taylor doesn't like her.
No.
But they'll be friends someday. I want it. I want to manifest it. I wonder how this will interact with Pigo's thing of, like, and then we kill all the villains, and it's like, oops, Amy Dallin was there. Oh, well, like...
You killed the most powerful healer
right?
in
Like
the country,
most
if
important
not the
healer.
world.
Yeah.
That's funny, actually. I mean, it's a great bargaining chip.
Yeah. Well, she would probably be like, the Slaughterhouse 9 killed Amy Dallin.
Yeah.
She's not going to admit what she did. Yeah, so this wasn't quite what I predicted for the chapter. Like, I thought they would find the body, but it would be protected better than Taylor expected, or than any of them expected. When Taylor found the man barricaded with food in his room, I was like, oh, that's got to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of the way it was presented in the text. And like, I was like, oh yeah, I mean, it makes sense that she would like get the guy to protect himself. And if the range is longer than we think, you know, she goes to a city, has her person like hole up in a room, that would make sense. And if he shares her senses, he doesn't care that he's like stuck in a room or whatever. It kind of seemed like maybe not, although when they confronted Siberian with knowledge of her body, the projection didn't react.
No,
so it might be
really
that there's
funny.
like a high level of control over the projection. So even if she noticed bugs biting her body, she might not react. Though I suspect she'd be like, oh no, I've been found, and go do something even if she doesn't like flinch noticeably.
Yeah.
But then Taylor had this idea of like, okay, if it's a really short range, it's gonna have to be in a vehicle. And we did notice that when Siberian was moving, she would like leap and then pause for a moment. And I wonder if that was like letting her body catch up.
Yeah, interesting.
So Taylor,
I like that theory.
Taylor wasn't able to do the recon to find out who the body was, but we're guessing it's someone in a vehicle there. Now that does bode well for the rest of the team, the Unravelers, because Siberian got rid of her projection, but her physical body has to get close to the rest of her team before she can project herself in that area.
Right.
So they probably have a few minutes or something.
Right.
To prepare for that.
It's not like Siberian teleported across the city.
Right.
It's Siberian disappeared because now the focus is to get to within range of Jack and Bonesaw.
Yes.
I really enjoyed I don't want to spill any details about how Taylor's thinking about Siberian, whether it's right or wrong. But I did really enjoy the sort of like letting Taylor not be perfect. The sort of like, she's thoroughly casing everything. She's finding all these people. Nothing makes sense. And then her having this reaction of like, oh no, there have been all of these places that I could have searched already, but I just didn't think of it. And it's nice. It's a very realistic mistake to make, and it's nice to not always have Taylor always have all of the best ideas.
And it's actually a really hard place for her to search. Like, there probably are some bugs inside the vehicles, but, like, not very many. Like, if there aren't already bugs in the vehicles, or not enough, or not the right kind, like, getting bugs into a car is not super easy. Yeah. Like, I'm sure she could, but it would be sort of a more laborious search. So, yeah, kind of something she would struggle with even if she had thought of it.
Yeah, but even if she can't get in, she can put bugs on them. She could track their movement.
Oh,
you know, like
vehicles.
She could have an inventory.
That's true. That's true.
To me it was sort of like the Taylor's like being incredibly thorough because she can be.
Right, but she forgot this whole sphere.
To do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an oversight on her part.
Yeah.
And similarly, I love the way the chapter ends with Lisa completely face-planting into Siberian disappearing. The fact
I'm shocked that she was surprised by that. Like, what did she expect? That they would negotiate? I guess she thought maybe Siberian can't get across town fast enough, so she'd have to negotiate? I don't know.
Or that Siberian would run at Siberian speed.
Oh, but that's kind of dumb. Like...
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a good point. It could be that we would stall longer.
Right.
I was assuming that the idea that Siberian could just disappear was the thing that was
You're right.
shocking.
You might be right. And she didn't see the case 001 video where Siberian gets through their perimeter, but like how? We don't even see her. And of course we know we stopped projecting her.
Taylor had seen Brian's power kind of flicker in and out.
I guess Lisa couldn't see
Lisa didn't see it. She would have heard something
darkness,
about it, but she might have made some assumptions that were wrong.
Right.
I was also wondering a little bit if the intimidation move of we know about your other body actually gave Siberian the confidence to sort of pop out of existence.
Oh, because, right. She wouldn't have done that if...
Right. If she has to maintain...
Oh, that's such a good point.
...the illusion that Siberian is a real person, then she can just run away. But the fact that Tattletale bragged about it or tried to make a remark...
I'm curious why she said that. Is it because she wanted sort of to throw her off her stride and she was hoping for the kind of...
A clue.
Yeah.
The same way she says, when she says stuff to you, then she
wants to
gets
see how you
reaction.
React, but
and
Siberian doesn't react. Yeah. And then just disappeared. Because, that makes perfect sense. Like you said, Siberian has been pretending to be Siberian's only body.
Right.
But now...
But yeah,
so Lisa knows.
I love it for exactly the same reason that I love it for Taylor. It's just great. Like, Lisa is so smart. She's so clever. It's great to have her really fuck up. But we gotta see them make mistakes.
Yeah. And now they can bounce back and do cool stuff.
Yes.
I do feel like they're like earning story credit.
Yeah, exactly. And then, right, the stakes are not
Battery.
So high.
Oh my gosh. That's how Battery works the way stories work. Where like you have to wait and like build up credit to be able to do cool stuff and then you spend it and then you have to wait and build up more by like, not being super successful for a while. So there's this give and take. Yeah. Absolutely. Battery's a great metaphor for narrative.
I love it.
I love what we learned at the end of the chapter because like we didn't get any of their plan.
Yes.
Love when we don't get their plan. So it's 6 of them. I guess, is Bitch even there? She must be there.
No.
Oh, she's not. She just grew the dogs.
So.
And
yeah, they sent the dogs.
It's Tattletale, Gru, Sundancer, Trickster, Taylor, and Amy was the 6th one.
Right.
And so it's just that half of the group. So we have Ballistic, Regent, Bitch, Aisha. Genesis.
Presumably Shatterbird.
Yes, Regent must have gone with Shatterbird to attack the rest of the 9. Yes, so they are attacking the other members of the 9. Crawler is a huge, difficult target. Presumably Bitch and the dogs will try to keep him occupied.
Yeah.
Maybe Shatterbird also, though I don't think she could probably hurt him. I'm sure if she could, Crawler would have gotten her to hurt him in the past.
Yes.
Yeah. And then that leaves Bonesaw and Jack and Mannequin. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who, Mannequin's really tough. Jack has blades. Bonesaw has spiders and all sorts of stuff. But, they are more vulnerable than they are with Siberian around.
Yeah.
So, what a great plan.
It does seem weird to me that if the plan was to split Siberian from Jack and Bonesaw, that Sundancer didn't go after Jack and Bonesaw. I know,
right? Yeah.
Taylor is
Sundancer there?
Ice cold. Because Sundancer's her hand is trembling when she's looking at Amy and being like, isn't there something we can do? And Taylor's just like, I'm not sure how useful Sundancer is going to be on several levels. Right? I don't know why she's here in the plan, and also she's weak.
It's so funny because Taylor and Sundancer have this point of similarity in a lot of ways, which is that they really care about saving people. But personality-wise, they're not really similar at all. No. Taylor has this ruthlessness, and Sundancer has this sort of squeamishness.
Yeah. Skitter's so scary.
She's so scary. She's so scary. It's really good that she cares about saving people. Can you imagine if she didn't have that? She would be unstoppable. Yeah. Yeah. She'd be Coil level of dangerous to the city.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to see that? Is that exciting to you?
It would be kind of fun to see the AU. Just it's fun to see your main character get super powerful. But no, I do want it to be the good version of Taylor.
Yeah, yeah.
If she gets split, though, or if there's Mirror Taylor, Mirror Spock. Oh, there's some what if Taylor got split in the Animorphs book where you have Mean Rachel and Nice Rachel, or, the Star Trek episode that it's based on? And let's see, it would be the version with her power and none of her, morals or empathy. And then it would be the version with all her morals and empathy and her multitasking ability.
Oh, yeah. Fun.
So they couldn't, evil Taylor couldn't do anything because she couldn't keep track of the bugs.
Right.
She could just give them, one command and then have them all do the same thing or something.
Right. She would, carry around the deadliest spiders and throw them on you.
Right. Yeah, but that's sort of the, like, neither can function on their own. You kind of need the whole package.
I like it. I like this premise.
Yeah. And also, evil Skitter wouldn't have any friends, and Taylor needs friends to succeed. Friendship is necessary. A big theme of this work.
Yes. Speaking of Taylor's abilities.
Yeah.
I had to take a step back and just admire everything that Skitter does in this chapter.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, back in the Leviathan fight, right? She was creating her little decoys for the first time. On her run through the city, she was sending messages to people. And now she's like got a dozen decoys. They're popping up all over the place. She invents the bug compass.
The bug compass is so cool.
I was imagining when she like, and she's doing like a time countdown to Amy, spelling out words. I was imagining her creating a 3D model of the city out of bugs to be like, you are here, you know, like that's kind of the complexity
it's like the
that I was imagining.
Bug smartphone.
Yeah.
Bug holograms.
But it's so much fun. It's so cool.
It's such a step up also from when she was like, I was creating pictures of food, but I'm not sure how good my art skills were.
Yeah.
And now she's like creating this building that's like toppling. It's like an animation.
Amy recognizes it enough to run the correct way.
Right.
No, she runs the wrong way, but then Taylor
gives her a big arrow.
Yeah.
It's so fun though, like working with Amy as this like unpredictable and not entirely efficient or practical like operative. Like she is just kind of panicked and she's not necessarily doing the things that Taylor tells her to do. And so it's this very like sort of stumbling partnership.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I was like giggling, like Amy runs pell-mell into like a little metal pole that keeps you from taking. It's so funny to me. Like it's a slapstick comedy beat, and like she's running, her knuckles have been gnawed away, and then she like crashes into like a pole, you know, amidst Skitter's swarm, completely hapless, you know, pratfalling everywhere, being tormented. And like
this is what I would be doing in that situation, just running in a panic.
Right, and Taylor is kind of looking at her and being like, I don't know, Amy, I think it's a skill issue. Like, where is your... Like, she saw Bonesaw one time, and now she's like, well, I think you should be creating, like, organic gases to, like, protect you using your incredible abilities.
Taylor would be doing that. Taylor with Amy's power? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Taylor with Taylor's power, though, like you were saying, amazing work. I was reflecting in this chapter again. I feel like we've said it before, but just like what an amazing power it is to give to a protagonist, to have her be the one who can have like full battlefield vision. Mm-hmm. And also a significant amount of battlefield control.
Yes.
She has this very wide-ranging and flexible power that lets her influence things all over the place and like know what's happening. And like, I mean, knowledge is the most important power in this world, in this story.
Yes. And, you have... Wild Bill always has an excuse to tell us what the most interesting thing happening on the field is. Yeah. If he wants to.
Right. Taylor can observe it.
And I feel like it's very like sometimes Taylor gets disoriented. Sometimes she can't, you know, her bugs get killed and then she's kind of flying blind. But like when she's in her element.
Element to like kind of give most of the time. You can take it away. Yeah. Right. It's just really effective, particularly for her as a protagonist. And the stuff she does with it. I mean, she's so right. She's like, here's what I would be doing with Amy's power. Like, it's like what Tattletale was thinking. Like, oh, Taylor might be better at using my power than I would be. She would definitely be better at using Amy's power.
Well, do you feel like the sort of criticism of Amy as having a lot of wasted potential is valid?
I mean, kinda, yeah.
I was thinking a little bit, Cherish's nickname for her is the Scaredy Cat.
Yeah.
And that's sort of framed a little bit as like, well, I don't want to do brains. I don't, you know, like I have all of this guilt about being bad, right?
Yeah.
And Taylor's just looking at it in terms of like effectiveness, right? If you want to be the most effective hero, Amy, you're leaving a lot on the table by not going out there and fighting.
She really is. The thing is, like, she is probably one of the few people who could impact an Endbringer's physiology.
Interesting.
She has taken this sort of healing people one person at a time approach as like the only thing she can do with her power, and it makes her miserable, and she really needs a power makeover. she needs to, like, star in a movie where she starts as this, like, miserable... I mean, you know, she needs a character arc. She starts as this, like, miserable, slogging healer who doesn't get to reap any of the sort of emotional rewards from it. But, like, she's a hero. This is the only thing she can do. And she needs to, like... First of all, like, be forced into gaining proficiency in combat, which is maybe something that's starting to happen right now in the story. She needs to come up with ways to, like, I don't know if there's something she could create that would, like, and, like, maybe healing people one by one is the only way to heal people, but, like, there are probably other things that she can do with her power that would be more satisfying to her. She needs to find them. She needs to, like, fix all of her interpersonal crap, like... Yeah.
I mean... I do want to honor a little bit the nobility of the healer's calling.
Yeah.
Right? I think that, you know, what we've said about her over and over again, if you burn out because of how badly it sucks, you're just going to not heal as many people as if you lived a better, balanced life. Right. But there is something to the idea of if she focuses, if she goes to all of, like, Weld and Flechette's, like, training camps and stuff, and she is only spending 2 hours a day healing people instead of 10 hours a day healing people. Right. But, like, that is a valid reason to feel guilty, right? Like, what she needs is, like, a therapist, you know, to help her make that choice intentionally, right? Instead of being, like, completely crushed by, like, I can never be enough.
Right.
But, you know, there is something in terms of, like, what the most...
maybe it's not about potential exactly, but...
Right. Well, I think Taylor sees it in that more narrow, like, if you want to be a hero, you gotta be joining the fights, and you could be doing a lot better.
Think how many more people she would save if she killed the Endbringers.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like, it would be very difficult. Like, I mean, what we really need is for Regent to take over Siberian, and Regent and Siberian and Amy to go into the front line of battle against the Endbringer. Siberian to give Amy invulnerability while Amy kills the Endbringers.
Ooh, now you're thinking like Taylor. This is great.
I mean, I don't know how Regent would take over Siberian because, like, Regent has to sleep, and it would be really hard to control Siberian during the time that Regent is not sleeping.
Yeah. I do worry about Leviathan, like, just, you know, drowning the guy on his bike who's doing the Siberian projection or whatever.
Yeah, but I feel like you could disguise that person well enough. Like, Leviathan isn't all-seeing, I don't think. Yeah, you just have him, you know, at the back of the crowd who's to think that, you know, they could be relatively close without being distinguishable with all the other heroes around.
Yeah. Put him in a dragon mech.
Yeah, no, seriously. Love that. Yeah, if you could do, like, some sort of...
If we're doing a supergroup, get dragon in there.
Definitely. Yeah, maybe you could, like, drug the body and then Siberian couldn't be projected, like, while Regent sleeps, maybe? Anyway, there's probably a solution there.
I like it. This is why everybody should listen to Taylor, and Taylor should listen to you.
Taylor wouldn't listen to me. Taylor should listen to herself, because I'm sure she could come up with this idea, because it's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, getting Siberian to sit still for up to 3 hours while Regent, you know, hijacks their brain. Tough one.
Yeah. Should we talk about Siberian a little bit?
Sure.
I did, as much as I was kind of laughing at Amy stumbling around. What Siberian is doing to her is...
It's psychological torture, yeah.
Is terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
It is absolutely the worst. And if you are physically caught by somebody, you can struggle to get away. But the nature of Siberian's power...
You can't, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like you are completely fixed in place.
Yeah.
And like 100% helpless in a way that is like viscerally terrifying to me. And it's not like, of course, like you can be restrained. There are all sorts of things where like in practice, it's the same, but something about like all hope of escape being taken away just because Siberian has her fingers on you is so frightening to me.
It does actually remind me of Clockblocker's power, just sort of the inevitability of it. And actually, I remember, I don't think I reflected on Clockblocker's plan for Siberian after we learned about the body projection thing, but it's bad. Like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Like, if Siberian were actually caught like that, I mean, possibly she wouldn't want to give away. But if she knows that Lisa knows about her power, she has to assume, like, everyone who's opposed to me in the city is going to know. So she would just unproject and project again somewhere else.
You think
like,
she just responds? If
oh,
Clockblocker tags her?
Yeah. I mean, not tags her, but tags the things around her.
Yeah.
But yeah, this sort of... Just inevitable is really the word that comes to mind. Immovable object and irresistible force. And yeah, like you said, if she's just holding one little part of you, you can only move by losing that part of you.
Oh my god. And the
arm through the wall of the building.
Let's talk about how awesome Siberian is first. Yeah, the arm through the building thing is so cool.
She is good at using her power in creative ways.
Yeah, the lifting up a truck and then tearing it in half.
Yes.
It's like, it's so cool. And again, it's like...
So you tear it and then you give it invulnerability so that you can hold on to a little piece.
Yeah. This whole sequence is another one that I could imagine visually in so many amazing ways. Like, this would just be so thrilling to watch. Siberian just strolling along. Yeah, it's amazing. Leaping from building to building, hair blowing in the wind. But it's so interesting. Siberian took hold of a length of her long hair and combed her fingers slowly through it, her back twisting and arching a little as she reached behind her head, the flank of her body exposed to the diffuse light of the overcast sky above. If Cherish wasn't fucking with us, the real Siberian was a middle-aged man. What then was the projection? So, like, Siberian's doing, like, a sexy pose in the middle of all of this. And I really feel like the sort of, like, she's torturing Amy, but the, like, nibbling your fingers down one by one, it feels like
that is also a sexy
shit.
thing.
It's like, like, this is very much...
This is a guy who likes lesbian porn.
Ooh. Hot take.
Yeah. Get his, like, sexy cat body or whatever, like, to... capture this girl and nibble at her fingers. Yeah.
I was thinking, what came to mind for me was it's like, again, playing Grand Theft Auto, but like doing the sexiest woman possible where like the boob and butt dial go up to 10, the waist dial goes down to 1, and you're like sort of enacting this very sophomoric fantasy.
The breeze through the hair, Taylor is asking about it. Lisa doesn't really give her an answer and she gets cut off. But if this guy is on a bike or something, then that would make sense. That, like, breeze would be blowing by this guy, like, always kind of blowing in his face if he's, like, riding around after Siberian.
Yeah.
Then that's why her hair is always kind of blowing back from her face.
I kind of love that. I love that connection.
I mean, you said bike, and I think bike is pretty plausible. Bike is not something that Taylor brings up, but...
It could be a unicycle.
Right, Taylor didn't notice the unicyclist. It could be a
limousine, a taxi cab, a cement mixer.
Right, he's just driving around the city in a cement mixer.
A drone, it could be a drone.
He's sitting on a drone?
Yeah.
Okay.
It could be one of Dragon's mech suits. I also brought that up. Taylor didn't bring that up.
Right. Taylor didn't notice the dragon mech suit in the area either.
Yes. Pay no attention to the details that Ted says.
The fact that you said bike. He's on a bike. I'm calling it.
We'll see. I actually, to go back to what you were saying in a more serious way, I'd be curious, like, unpacking the sort of pejorative, like, oh, this is a guy who's really into lesbian porn, but compare it to, like, women who love heated rivalry, right? Like
the kind of stuff that I write, yeah.
Obviously, patriarchy is sort of the main explanation.
No, I do have thoughts on this, yeah.
You can't say there's a double standard, but I'd be curious to hear more of your thoughts.
Yeah. First of all, I should clarify, I didn't actually mean this is a guy who's into lesbian porn as a pejorative, but I do think it has connotations that are different than the connotations for women who write gay fiction. I think you're right that it's impossible to disentangle from patriarchy because there is this cultural element of women's bodies being sexual objects rather than subjects. And, like object is acted upon rather than subject as one who acts. And male bodies have so much sexual agency that they are really viewed as the subjects. So I think there is that element, but I do think that what women who write gay porn and gay erotica get out of it, that like it tends to be people who, like, they don't want their own bodies to be involved in what's happening. Like, they want to see this eroticism, but, like, without their own bodies being on the screen, on the page, whatever it is. And I think there probably is something similar for men who like lesbian porn, that, like, the sort of wanting to distance your own body from what's happening. Like, I think that there are some really obvious differences, and those kind of get highlighted as, like, oh, this is what's happening. It's that they're exploiting women. And then that same thing does get slung at women who write gay erotica, that, like, well, you're exploiting gay men. And I think there's actually a lot of other things going on about human sexuality. I mean, certainly more than I understand, but there are some pieces that I see in there, some of which can apply to both easily, some of which only apply to some. Like, I feel like one of the reasons that women like writing fiction about gay men is that when you write fiction about men and women, you have to deal with sort of the, like, all of the baggage that comes with the ways that men treat women under the patriarchy. And when you write to men, you're kind of free of that. Like, you can have one partner be dominant and the other submissive without being like, oh, okay, but is it the woman who's being submissive? Is she being exploited? You know, you kind of just don't have to think about all of that. There's also an element of, like, because men do get so much sexual agency, that giving the desire that you yourself might feel for men, and not all women who write gay erotica are attracted to men, but those who are, giving the desire that you might feel yourself for men to someone who has more sexual agency than you, to another man, can feel very empowering. Like, there are really all of these layers.
Well, and also, I mean, you could read Siberian as trans, right?
Oh,
it doesn't have to be,
absolutely.
Right? The like, biting someone's fingers off thing, to me, is pervert shit. That's like, that's where I'm coming at it from, like, a thinking poorly of this guy angle.
I mean, I should also say there's nothing wrong with pervert shit. Like, that's...
No, and absolutely. But what Siberian is doing to Amy is not consensual.
Well, yes, there's nothing okay about this.
So that's the problem. Yeah, so anyway.
It's a long tangent that we could cut.
I also think there's other things, right? Like, there's obviously more nuance to, like, why do men take female avatars? Another thing that comes to mind is, like, in a male-dominated space, if you pretend to be a woman, you'll get more attention. And so people who crave kind of, like, who want that kind of,
I mean, one of the
interaction
things
from
that
people. It's, there are other things going on. So it will be interesting to see if we learn more, get more insight into the question of, it seems like it's not inherent to the power based on what we saw happen with Gru. So, like, why is this guy being the Siberian?
Yeah.
If he could be
I mean,
himself.
I've sort of been assuming it's just, like, an identity choice. Like, this is the body that he thought it would be cool to have.
Yeah.
And, like, you can argue whether or not that makes him trans. Like, there's definitely that space.
Yeah. There's also, like, the thing that you were saying about subject versus object. Siberian is sort of the ultimate subject, and her power lets her objectify anything else.
Yeah.
Right? Which is a really interesting...
Yeah.
Right? Like, she can act on the world completely freely, and at her whim, she can make things completely under her control.
It is sort of a fascinating, like, almost, like, twisted feminist fantasy of, like, this sexy woman as the ultimate. It's almost like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer thing. Like, actually, this sexy woman is, like, the strongest possible person you could imagine, and can't be acted upon by anything, can only act upon things.
And that is sort of what we got from her in Bitch's interlude. Like, that's almost...
Right, that's what she was selling. She was pitching that to Bitch.
And you could read that as purely manipulation, but if we do take as true that Siberian talking to Bitch was special and unique, we have no evidence that Siberian has spoken to anyone else ever.
That's true.
Then it's probably not all manipulation. Probably some of that is actually why Siberian looks the way she does, acts the way she does. So there's got to be some truth to it.
Yeah, and I bet there's something to the, like, freedom of, like, wildness, like, being sort of bestial in a way. Yeah. Like, not having to abide by human conventions.
Yeah, you just get to eat people's fingers all day long.
Yeah, fascinating and also evil, and those two things are, entangled.
Well, yeah, so I appreciate... that was very interesting, and I appreciate you going off on that tangent. And yeah, I may have read into your initial comment too much negativity, but it's.
I mean, I do think men who like lesbian porn is generally a pejorative comment in our culture, but it does happen to be like, as a woman who writes gay erotica, like I do have a slightly different lens on it.
Yeah. I mean, I think I probably have more to say about Siberian, but let me look through my notes. I mean, I love Tattletale back on the field. I feel like it's fitting. This like last chapter was like, oh, they're all having breakfast together. You know, like now Lisa. It's been a couple of arcs, but she's back.
Right.
She's out here doing her thing again.
Talking to Siberian.
Yeah,
like bold.
Well, I also love that's reminding me. Taylor notes explicitly the trope of the all-powerful villain who is playing with her food instead of just killing them and eating them, right? Like, and Taylor being like, yeah, they're torturing us, but that's a weakness we can exploit.
Yes.
And at the end of the chapter, as soon as Siberian loses the upper hand, she knocks them all off the dogs and prepares to massacre them. And Tattletale has the opportunity to be like, wait!
Impressive that Siberian listens, but I guess there's no cost to listening when you know you have complete control over the situation.
Of course, yeah.
Everyone underestimates Lisa.
Yeah. I also suspect that, I hope at least, that Lisa had some indication, that some read off of Siberian, that Siberian would listen to her. It wasn't a pure gamble.
Yeah.
I loved the lampshading of why can't they do mannequins every time? Like, why doesn't Trickster have 50 mannequins on hand?
I wasn't totally convinced by that. I was like, you guys can't just, like, grab a roll of bedding or something on your way out? Like, how much does it have to be shaped like the person?
Taylor got sunglasses overnight. I feel like if she had said, I need a mannequin that matches the basic size and weight of every cape in the city. And I guess the transport is what they cite. Getting
that's
it around
true, yeah. And you also need a lot of mannequins, because you don't necessarily need to transport
you
everyone
need someone whose whole power is mannequin storage and retrieval. Maybe Cash. We don't know what Cash's power yet, but right, if Cash could keep hundreds of mannequins in the subspace compartment and just follow Trickster around, that would be key.
Yeah,
or
excellent partnership.
Velocity, RIP, could just zip back, grab a mannequin, zip back. So yeah, we're getting back to the power synergies thing. It's all about power synergies. I felt bad for Gru in this chapter.
Yeah.
He's doing great, given that he's had the worst day ever.
And no sleep.
Yeah.
Maybe not ever again.
I love the moment when Taylor's like, okay, Gru's going to save Amy and I didn't have to tell him.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was really nice.
It's nice because, like, yeah, Gru is also really smart.
Yeah.
And he's on the same page as Taylor. And also, Taylor gets to see that it's okay to let other people make decisions because other people can make good decisions.
She doesn't need to be in control of every element, but micromanaging her villain team.
Like you said in the summary, you know, anything I'd say to him would hurt more than it helped, she thinks. I am always suspicious of a rationalization that leads you to be passive.
Yeah.
Like,
ooh,
that's
an interesting statement.
That is a yellow flag. And like here very much, like, I think that this fits to me what I've been seeing from Taylor the past few arcs of, like, there is something difficult in facing and being more authentic and honest with Brian. Like, checking in and being like, hey, I know how bad it is, or I don't even know how bad it is, but I want to
really
be there
bad.
for you.
Yeah.
Like, that's hard. She doesn't want to do that. She doesn't want to face that. And so this is a very easy, like, well, it would be hurtful for me to keep reminding him about Bonesaw.
The thing is, it happened yesterday, Taylor. Do you really think in facing another member of the Nine, he's not thinking about it? Like, I understand not being sure how to bring it up and being like, well, it'd be too blunt and indelicate to just be like, oh yeah, so your new power.
Well, she's internalized the fridge torture chamber that Bonesaw built, where she can't approach him because she would be causing him immense pain. Right?
Oh,
like,
Ted, that's exactly what it is. She's afraid of stepping on his extended nerves.
Right. Yeah, which is perpetuating.
In her mind, he's still inside that fridge.
Yeah.
And so she's putting him back there.
Yeah.
Taylor, no!
Yeah, it's sad.
Get
Poor
him
Brian.
out of the fridge! fridge.
Yeah, and she has to be like, and the one time she's like, please, it's because like, she's like, please be a tool for me. Please be a tool. Make your darkness go. That's like a little mean to Taylor.
That is a little, I mean, that was kind of probably his role in the plan.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, though, that he hesitates. He doesn't want to use his new ability immediately.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he is really traumatized. And also, there's probably something that costs him in connecting to these villains. To, like, the 9. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just hesitance to use his enhanced power because he's not comfortable with it yet.
Or maybe
it reminds him of what happened yesterday.
The darkness can be tracked back to him.
That is true. I mean,
I was actually interested. I guess I didn't have a clear read on why Siberian chooses to go after them later, but not as soon as she sees the darkness.
I think she still has eyes on Amy when she sees the darkness, and then she kind of loses exactly where Amy is.
And so she's like, well, I might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was a little annoyed at Taylor when she started biting random people for her Siberian test. I know that they weren't venomous. She wasn't using
venom.
But it is, like...
Come on.
We've gone from Arc 11 Skitterland. The promise is, hey, if you live here, guess what? You're never going to have to worry about bugs again.
They're not in Skitterland, Ted.
Maybe they'll be under the cuff or like in your shoe and you just won't notice. So, because I need to track you. But you don't need to worry about bugs ever again. The cockroaches are going to take all the rats and they're going to mark them down the street. And now it's like these two guys are hanging out. They saved up. They've got, like, some beers. They're, like, really...
Saved up. Yeah. Wow, you're really writing a story about these guys.
And suddenly they get covered in flies.
Okay, this is a dramatization of actual events.
It's just...
He just bites them a little bit and doesn't use venom.
It's just funny to me.
That's a small price to pay for trying to save people from serial killers. If you get
caught near Siberian... That means Skitter's gonna bite you.
Yeah. Again, small price to pay.
Yeah.
Bugs bite people. That's what they do. It's not that different than what would be happening normally.
I was interested a little bit in Taylor's speculation. We talked about, like, her theories, and mostly in the summary, her theories about how the real body must work, right? It's not the case that the real body is being, like, tormented himself. And, like, it's not like the Siberian projection is forcing this guy to do stuff and, like, move around, right? Like, that was ruled out. But the dynamics on the 9, the sort of like, oh, like, how much do they know? But, like, Cherish knew, trying to understand, how did that play out between Cherish and Siberian?
It's a really good question.
Taylor thinks some sort of deal, threats, overt or implied. And I seem to recall Cherish being terrified of Siberian. Like, the thing she says to Regent is like, I couldn't even go to the birdcage. Siberian would get in there and kill me.
Right.
So I have to imagine that somehow Siberian realized Cherish knew, maybe just reasoning about her power, and Siberian went out of her way to be like, by the way, Cherish, in body language,
right.
If you come after me, I will kill you.
Yeah.
And I think that lesson stuck.
But she was confident at one point, Cherish was, that she could, dopamine up, I guess, Siberian's real body.
Right.
Enough to make her love her.
Yeah. Cherish is also pretty bad at plans.
Well, that's true. Very bad, yes.
The only other thought I had is, like, what's happening to Amy is so bad. I'm kind of like, why no second trigger? I think it's kind of what I was saying, that, like, you can't just be dishing narratively. It has to be something that's a 1 in a million chance.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, it also, for Gru, it was very connected to his first trigger.
That's true. We don't know.
Of his sister figures being threatened.
We don't
him not
know.
Being able to help.
Yeah. Amy probably did not get her ability by having a monster chase her through the streets.
Maybe a dog chased her through the streets. Yeah. Maybe a cat chased her.
And it was a cat. Yeah.
No, but then she would have triggered again, so it must not have been that.
Yeah.
Right, but I do think you're right, that second triggers have to be incredibly rare. We've never heard of one before in the narrative. It's weird, actually, that none of our characters are, maybe it's just because they don't want to upset Gru, are like, hey, second triggers, that's a thing, huh?
Well,
they're busy. They've got other things on their mind.
Theorized because, like, Faultline and Gregor are
Right, but I think that was like a maybe it can happen. I don't know if it was like, we know it can happen. How can I make it happen for me?
I think there was some implication of like people who have figured out, like there was something about like Narwhal figured out how to get past the Manton effect. You know, there was some evidence that,
interesting.
you know, I don't know
Couldn't
exactly.
do it before, but changed abilities. Yeah. Did Narwhal die?
I want to say no.
Okay, nice. Still got some shield.
Because I think we saw that list of... We didn't see all the names on the plinth, but I think we saw that part of the alphabet, and I don't think Narwhal was there.
Oh, okay.
I think that's pretty much all I got.
All right. Well, I think we're going to join up with... Well, we're going to get some conversation with Amy, which will be fun, but I think we're going to join up with the other half of the team and probably try to identify Siberian's body in the crowd around wherever the rest of the team is.
I believe you predicted Siberian has 2 chapters to live. Feeling good about this prediction?
Yeah, that still feels plausible. Let's stick with it.
Okay.
It's probably short. It's probably going to be longer than that. But you know what? We'll stick with that.
The next chapter begins, "They're not answering," Tattletale reported.
That doesn't bode well. But I really don't think Siberian could have reached them that fast. But I mean, they are facing 4 of the Slaughterhouse 9. So, like, it's not like they're easy pickings just because Siberian's not there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how would they be answering their phones while fighting Crawler, Jack, Bonesaw, and Mannequin? That's pretty intense. Yeah.
I don't know, but we might find out.
Next time.
On Inchworm. Worm is a web serial by J.C. McCrae. You can read Worm at parahumans.wordpress.com and support the author at patreon.com/wildbow. Follow us on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Inchworm Podcast, or find our Discord link and any other updates on inchwormpodcast.com.